Yay, welcome, Sunday Morning Yoga Church. It is October 26th, year 2025. And my thought this week, actually the last week and a half, has been on using our yoga practice as a spiritual practice and not just like, oh, I think I'll use yoga as a spiritual practice, but actually looking at the texts of yoga and reminding myself that this philosophy that is called yoga is a spiritual practice, not to be confused with a religious practice, although we may do yoga religiously, and that's a whole, can of worms we can open up semantically speaking, but it it is designed to be a spiritual practice. And two essential questions for any spiritual practice that I've come across are number one, well, three essential questions. Number one, why am I doing this? And that question leads into the two biggies. Is this supporting me in making a positive change in my life? And so, in what ways, a rhetorical question as we go through the practice today, in what ways has your yoga practice supported you in making a positive change in your life? And then the second aspect of this question, in what ways does this support making a positive change in the world? So, how does your spiritual practice, how does your practice on the mat assist you in making a positive change out there? So, that's it. That's all I'm going to say about it. Something for you to chew on this morning and through the week ahead. And let's go to the mat. We're going to begin standing. And this is going to be a slow flow. There will be some long holds in our standing shapes. Anytime you want to hit the eject button and bail, go for it. Hit child's pose, hit downward dog. Be good to yourselves. World peace begins within. We're going to begin standing up at the top of the sticky mat. And I want you to take your feet wide, at least as wide as your hips, if not a little wider. Bend your knees and let your upper body hang over your legs. Cross your forearms so opposite hands are with opposite elbows. With the knees bent enough that the belly can rest on or near your thighs. And breathe. You don't necessarily need the reminder to breathe because your body does that automatically. It's such a miracle. But I know I always need the reminder to be aware that I'm breathing. The reminder to explore the quality, the texture, the depth, and the rate of my breathing. Change the cross of your forearms. And to the degree that's comfortable for you, straighten just your right leg. Keep your left knee bent, slightly bent. Bend your right knee slightly, straighten your left leg. Bend the left knee slightly and then slowly straighten both legs. Be kind to your low back. Be kind to the ligaments and the tendons.
Be kind to the muscles, especially the hamstrings and where they attach to the sit bones. So a micro bend is always legal. Never forget that. Your body, your rules. Release your fingertips to or towards the floor. And let's take several breaths. I mean, at least 3 breaths to pull yourself up. Just roll yourself up slowly. Finding connection through the 4 corners of your feet. Never losing sight of that, both literally and figuratively, as you slowly lift yourself upright. Taking all the breaths to do so. And at last, making your way to mountain pose, Tadasana, where you can walk your feet in a little closer towards one another. Firmly establish yourself in Tadasana, also called Samastiti, steady standing. Find your plumb lines, ears, shoulders, hips. And then manually, like manipulate, roll your shoulders back. Take your shoulder blades down your back towards your waist. And with that elevation of your sternum and your chest, allow your head to go back just a little bit, looking towards the ceiling. And then with a deep breath in, sweep your arms out to the side and up overhead. Bring your palms together. Clasp your fingers together, just releasing the thumbs and the index fingers, looking up. Keep breathing. Don't hold the breath. We're just going to hold the shape. Find the floor through your feet. Find the ceiling through your eyes. And on an exhalation, whenever that occurs for you, separate your hands and give yourself a sweet swan dive forward, softening your knees at any point. Fingertips come to the floor. Inhaling deeply, look up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, bow down, take your right foot back, pause for just a beat in this lunge, and then left foot back to downward facing dog. Fill your lungs with breath, with prana. Exhaling any residual tension from the weekend or the week or the morning news. Look forward, step your right foot forward, and take a beat in this lunge. Up on the ball of your left foot to stretch the sole of the foot, step your left foot forward. Extend your arms out like wings with strong legs and a strong back. Lift up, inhale, bring arms up overhead, reaching up, looking up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Take your time. Lifting up halfway, breathing in, pull your sternum forward, elongating your spine out of your coccyx. And then exhaling, you're going to step your left foot back, pause, find the lunge, and then right foot back, downward dog. Setting up the dog pose in the alignment that serves your body, paying attention to your feet, your hands, building the poses from the ground up, honoring the foundation of your body temple. Looking forward, step your left foot forward. Big step up to your left hand. And bring your right foot forward next to your left. Arms out like wings. Inhale, rise up. Clasp your fingers together, releasing just the index fingers and the thumbs, breathing in. And arc over to the left, breathing out, side bending. Lifting up, finding that vertical line, changing the clasp of your fingers. And we're going to arc over to the right. Visualizing the left kidney getting a stretch, the descending colon getting a stretch. And rising up, breathing in. Swan dive forward, breathing out. Halfway lifting, breathing in. Right foot back, breathing out. Left foot back to staff, breathing in. Come down to the mat, breathing out. Knees are always an option here. Be good to yourselves. Roll your shoulders back, draw the elbows in, and slowly rise up into a low cobra. Don't go to your fullest extent right away. Give yourself some grace and somewhere to go as the practice progresses. Come back down to the floor and navigate your way to downward facing dog. Looking forward to your hands, step your right foot forward. Step your left foot forward. Take your arms out strong, back is strong, legs are strong. Inhale, lift up, reach up, look up. Maybe take the head back a little further and exhale, swan dive, easy, gentle, floating down to the floor with the fingertips. Ardha Uttanasana, lifting up halfway, taking the femur bones back as you take the collarbones forward. And then the left foot goes back. Breathing in, the right foot goes back, staff pose. Yogi's choice, knees or no knees, slowly come down to the floor. Draw the tips of the scapula down towards your waist, elbows in, lift up on the inhale, Bhujangasana Cobra. And exhale, return to the mat and make your way into downward facing dog. This is a good opportunity to drop to child's pose. Just an option if you'd like to take advantage of it. And of course, a good opportunity to ask yourself, why am I doing this? Would I get more benefit from dog pose or would I get more benefit from child's pose? Wherever you are, prepare to take your left foot forward, breathing in. Right foot forward, breathing out. Chair pose, breathing in. Lift the arms, lift the chest, lift the eyes. Slow, deep breaths. Fold forward, bring your hands behind your back, clasp your fingers together, take your knuckles up and overhead. Stay here for an extra breath. Shake your head no. Nod your head yes. Release your fingertips to the floor, Ardha Uttanasana, inhale. Right foot steps back, left foot steps back, staff pose, exhale down to the floor. Lift up cobra pose, Bhujangasana. Each time you can come up a little higher if the body approves. And down to the floor as you exhale. And find your way to either child's pose or downward facing dog. We're going to stay for a couple of breaths as we've been doing. I encourage you to not allow the shapes, the flow, the rhythm to compromise your breath. Making the choices for your body that will allow for a smooth and steady and subtle breath. Creating a smooth and steady and subtle nervous system. Look up to your hands, step your right foot forward. Left foot forward. Utkatasana, breathing in, lift the heart, lift the hands, lift the eyes. Utkatasana is actually called fierce pose, which brings so much more oomph to the shape than a simple chair. Not that there's anything wrong with chair, but fierce. Would you rather be fierce or would you rather be a chair? These are the questions that come to me when I practice. Fold in half, bring your hands behind your back, clasp your fingers together, take your knuckles up over your head. And again, we'll stay for an additional breath. Open your mouth wide, stick your tongue out, blah. Sound effects are optional. Release your fingertips to the floor, Ardha Uttanasana, lifting up halfway. Left foot goes back, followed by the right foot goes back. Staff pose on or off your knees. Come to the floor. Cobra pose, breathing in. Chin, chest, ribs up. Downward dog, breathing out. Okie dokie. So, how's it going out there? I'm just going to imagine I'm getting a big roar of approval from the online yoga posse. So that was the warm up. Here we go. Now we do our standing flow. I'm going to have you bring your right foot forward and take your left foot, your left heel down. Okay, setting up for warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Rise up in any way that suits your body. I'm going to start with my hands on my hips and just kind of assess where my feet are on the mat, and then arms come up. Eyes focused. As the arms are lifting, the shoulders are dropping. Bring your heart out over your right knee, extending your arms forward. Stay planted through that left foot. Fingertips to the floor, lift the left heel up, step back, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Looking to your left hand, step your left foot forward and spin your right heel down. Bringing yourself up into Virabhadrasana 1, taking any detours that you like, and then finally establishing yourself in the shape. The Yoga Sutras teach us really the only thing about asana is that we find effort and effortlessness in harmony within the pose. Extend your arms forward as you take your sternum out over your left knee. Fingertips to the floor, downward facing dog. So a couple of options here before we do another standing flow. You can take a vinyasa, meaning coming forward to staff, going down to the floor, lifting up into cobra, or another prone back bend of your choice. I'm going to drop to child's pose. You can take any options in between. You can hang out on your hands and your knees. You can hang out in downward dog. I want you to be good stewards of your prana. We're going to go a little deeper into the hips in this next flow. Take your arms forward. If you're in child's pose, I'm going to meet everybody in downward facing dog. Right foot. Take your right foot forward to your right hand. Spin your left heel down. Okie dokie. And you're going to lift up into the warrior one shape, and I'm going to have you bring your hands behind your back, clasp your fingers together. So here's our flow. On the inhalation, the knuckles reach back, lifting the heart up, giving yourself a little back bend through the spine, looking up. And then on the exhale, you're going to straighten the front leg, sweep your arms forward, and take your chest forward so your trunk is parallel to the floor. Breathing in, bend the right knee, sweep your arms back, clasp your fingers together, lift your chest, look up. And then breathing out, straighten the right leg, draw the hips back. As you float the arms forward and bring your trunk, torso parallel to the earth. We're going to do this 2 more times. Bending the right knee, bringing the arms back, bringing the hands behind your back, clasping your fingers together, looking up. And breathing out, straightening the front leg, sternum parallel to the floor. I'm clasping my fingers together at this stage. You can hook your thumbs, or one more time, bend your front knee, bring your arms behind your back, clasp your fingers together, find the quality of the back bend through your spine. And breathing out, straighten the front leg, sweep your arms forward. Pause here, either hooking your thumbs or clasping your fingers together. Now, with your intention, pull that outer right hip back. I know what's going on. I feel it. Outer right hip back, but anchor through the right big toe. Beautiful. Bend your front knee, fingertips to the floor. Downward facing dog, stepping right foot back. Oh, yeah. I want you to come down onto your left knee. For modified Vashisthasana, that means you're going to kick your left foot out behind you. Spin your right heel down. Right hand to your waist. And you can pause right here or take your right arm up, finding that vertical line. Once you have that vertical line, maybe take your right arm back a little bit. Eyes looking straight ahead at the wall in front of you, or turn your head and look down to your left fingertips. I'm not the biggest fan of looking up to the ceiling, but I just don't like the way it feels in my body. So I'm not going to micromanage this. You do you. Place your right hand back to the mat. We're going into downward dog from here. Easy on the transition. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Everything comes back to symmetry in downward facing dog. And then here we go again. Left foot's going forward. Right heel spins down. Okie dokie. Lift up, find your warrior one shape first from the shoulders down. Bring your hands behind your back, clasp your fingers together, and then pull your knuckles back. Big breath in. And then exhale, straighten the front leg. Bring your trunk halfway down, parallel to the floor. Breathing in, glide the left knee forward, glide forward, slide forward, lift your chest, clasp your fingers together behind you, look up. And breathing out, straighten the left leg, sweep the arms forward. Maybe you clasp your fingers, maybe you hook your thumbs. We're going to do this one more time. Find the in-breath and come into the bent knee, hands behind your back, heart opening, chest broadening shape. And breathing out. Float the hips back as you straighten the front leg. Pause. And then with your intention and your intelligence, pull your outer left hip back as you anchor down through the left big toe and the inner left heel. Fingertips to the floor, bend the left knee. Whee! Step back, downward facing dog. Breathing in. Breathing out. Can you find benefit in what you're doing? Can you find benefit? Can you find a positive impact in what you're asking of your body and your breath and your mind right now? You're going to step your right foot forward. This is it for the standing flow. Right foot forward, left heel down. And if you've got a block handy, I want you to bring your block to the outside of your right foot on its second. Actually, let's go on the tallest height, if you would, please. Right hand to the block on the tallest height, left hand to your left waist. I want you to start rolling your left shoulder back, coming into a version of side angle pose. And then very carefully, that's key, very carefully begin to straighten the right leg. So we don't typically come into triangle from this angle. And you want to be cautious and compassionate, especially where the hamstring group meets the sitting bone, the ischial tuberosity on that right half of the pelvis. Good. And then you can take your left arm straight up. And once again, I like to look down to the floor, but I will leave that up to you. Where is your weight on your front foot? Why does it matter? I'll let you answer that. Left hand returns to your waist. Bend your right knee, please. Good. Set your block up to the top of the sticky mat. And then bring all fingertips down to the sticky mat. Come onto the ball of your back foot. Good. You're going to bring your back knee down and we're going to drop into pigeon pose. Okay. Walk your right foot over to your left hand and bring your right knee down to the floor. Now, I think I said this last week, but it's worth repeating, I think. I have to remind myself of this every time I come into this or am asked to come into this shape. If for any reason this does not invite, if for any reason this invites pain anywhere in your body, then come onto your back and do Eye of the Needle or reclining pigeon. I'm going to ask you to stay up on your fingertips for the first few breaths. And then you can slowly begin to walk your hands forward, come down one forearm at a time, and rest your forehead onto your block. You might want your block on its lowest or its second height. I'd suggest experimenting with the block on the height that allows your cervical spine to remain in the same plane as the rest of your spine. And determine a place and a shape for your arms that will allow your shoulders to relax. And bring your hands onto the sticky mat and very gently lift your head, lift your chest. Now we're gonna pause and try one more shape. Everything's optional. Just a little reminder. I want you to kick your back foot, that's your left foot, up behind you. And keeping your right fingertips to the floor, reach back with your left hand and grab your left foot or your ankle or a pant leg. Now, here's the fun part. It's really tempting. As soon as you get the foot or the ankle, you're going to want to hang out over on your right hip. And I'm going to invite you to stay upright and keep your left hip looking forward, keep your chest forward, and keep drawing your right hip back. Even if your right hip is not all the way on the floor, that's fine. Okie dokie. I've had enough of that. Release your foot. Left hand to the floor. Tuck your left toes under and pick up the knee and then easy does it, downward facing dog. Oi, 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 oi. Yoinks. Zoinks. Take a pause in dog pose, and as you gather your prana, be a good steward of your mind as well and your intention. Why are you doing this? I know somebody out there just said, I have no idea. Left foot steps forward, right foot goes flat. Okie dokie, you're going to set your block on its second height, just to the outside of your left foot. Left knee is bent. Right hand to your waist. Begin to roll your right shoulder back, finding your way temporarily in Parshvakonasana, side angle pose. And it's at this point you're going to very slowly begin to straighten your left leg, adjusting your stance anytime. If you want to bring your feet a little closer or farther, finding your way into Trikonasana, triangle pose, right arm up, left hand or fingertips to the block. Bring your right hand to your waist, slide your left knee forward. And then you're going to bring hands to the floor. So I just had a moment, like I don't remember if we did modified Vashisthasana on the other leg. Did we? Hang on, we did not. Okay, I didn't think so. All right, we got to take a detour, y'all. Sorry about that. Got to take a detour. I think that means we've got to put the right. I think that means we've got to put the right knee down. Is that correct? Right knee comes down. Yeah. Sorry about that, everybody. Right knee down. Kick the right foot behind you, and you're going to take your left arm up. That's it. Yep, you got it. Thank you. uh, uh, okay, good. And then bring left hand to the floor. Okay, so we need to get back into downward facing dog. And then we'll finish up the final sequence with the left foot forward. So as you're ready, you'll step your left foot forward, bring your right knee down. And we go into pigeon pose. So walk your left foot over to the right, inching the right toes back until you get yourself established into the shape. And again, a reminder to go onto your back if that feels more applicable to what's happening in your body on this day. Stay on the fingertips if you are able to, if you're upright. And we're just going to spend just a brief moment, a couple of breaths, finding a bit of a back bend shape through the spine, extension in the spine, and a pretty big stretch through the right hip flexors. And slowly come on down, walking hands forward, bringing your forearms down to the mat one at a time, placing your forehead on the end of your block. Adjusting the block height so that you get a good sense of your neck being in the same plane as the rest of your back, not dumping down. Tuning into your breath. Sweeping your awareness through your body softly, delicately, compassionately, looking for tension that's hanging out in the nooks and the crannies. Circulating your breath in those areas. giving permission to release. Bring your hands onto the mat. If you're on your back, you can hang for another moment. Those who are upright, we're going to explore this last shape, kicking the right foot up, reaching back with the right hand and grabbing a hold of the foot, and then letting the foot kind of kick back, almost like it's drawing back a bow, drawing back an arrow on a bowstring, and observing any additional stretch you get along the front of the right chest, shoulder, even down to the hip flexors. Turning the sternum to face the top of your mat, drawing the right hip forward to face the top of your mat. And release your right foot. Woo! Hands to the floor. Tuck your right toes under, pick up the knee, and whoa, easy does it. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Yarr, downward facing dog. And once you get back to symmetry in dog pose, come to your knees just for a moment of child's pose, wrapping the arms around by your sides, taking your hands towards your ankles. Good. Extend the arms forward, lift up onto your knees. You're going to swing your feet out to one side, have a seat on your bum. And so we're going to use the wall for Shavasana. We're not quite at Shavasana yet, but I'm going to give you an opportunity if you're near a wall to use it for this next shape. But don't worry about scooting your mat around if you're not. You can just do this down the road. We're coming into a twist. I want you to bring your your knees are bent, your feet are on the floor. Let's start there. And then you're going to bring your left heel in towards your right sitting bone, dropping your left knee down. And then you're just going to snug your right ankle up to your left shin, right? You're going to bring your right fingertips to the floor behind you and wrap your left arm around the front of your right shin. Now, the right fingertips on the floor is our traditional way of being in this shape. And your option, if you practice this down the road this week or anytime in the future, is to bring your right hand to the wall behind you. Outer right hip draws down, right ribs lift up. Find the effort, find the effortlessness. Unwind yourself, give your body an opportunity to twist briefly to the left. And then we're going to change the crisscross of our legs. So you can unpack your left leg, bring your foot to the mat. And with both knees bent, now you're going to bring right knee down and the right heel comes towards the left sitting bone. And we're just going to snug the left ankle up to the inner to the right shin. Now, you can cross your foot over if you want, but yeah, I'm just going to keep my foot in front of the shin today. Left fingertips can stay to the floor. That's your kickstand to keep your spine long. And then your right arm gives it the old hookasana around the front of the left knee. Keeping left fingertips to the floor for your support, or taking your left hand to a wall behind you if you choose to explore that today or down the road. Drishti, your gaze, your eyes, always important. So looking down the bridge of your nose, I personally like to turn my head towards the top of the sticky mat. Wherever you choose to bring your head, I would only ask that you separate your bottom teeth from your top teeth. Beautiful. Allow yourself to unwind and turn briefly to the right. And then looking forward, stretch your legs out forward onto the mat. Get some blood flow through the back of the knees. Find your sitting bones. And you're going to cross your right leg over your left leg. It's like crossing your shins, crossing your ankles. Okay? Legs remain straight. Breathing in, float your arms up overhead. Keeping that length in your spine. Exhale and come forward, taking your hands to your shins, your ankles, or your feet, the balls of your feet, and come on down, bringing your belly over your thighs. Keeping both sit bones grounded to the mat. Feet are flexed, toes are awake. Release your hands to the floor. Walk your hands up either side of your legs, lifting yourself up. Change the cross of your shins, cross of your ankles, left ankle over right. Legs remain straight. Reassert your sit bones to the floor and arms up. Feet flexed. And exhaling, come forward. Reaching out, reaching out, reaching out, and then grabbing a hold of whatever your body offers you this morning. Not forcing, not pushing, not going beyond limits. We have enough drama circulating about us. Once we get off the mat and out into the world, we certainly do not need to increase the drama internally by fighting our bodies. Your body is your ally. Release your hands to the floor and walk your hands up either side of your legs until you're sitting upright. Uncross your ankles. Now,
your option for Shavasana is to use the wall for legs up the wall pose. If the wall space isn't available to you this morning, don't sweat it. Come down into classic, traditional Shavasana corpse pose shape. If you'd like, and you're nearby a wall, swivel yourself around, scoot your sweet little ass up to the baseboard, and take those legs up the wall. Okay? Once you get into your shape, find your body. Explore all the parts and pieces of you that are in touch with the floor or the wall. And take a quick peek into your mind, kind of like surfing the weather channels. And then come to your breath. The only instruction for breathing this morning is to count your breaths until you get to 4, circle back and start over at 1. When you discover that you're not counting anymore, but you're transported in thought somewhere else, just come on back to breath number 1. No criticism, no judgment, just counting.
Let go of counting your breath. But maintain a quiet awareness that you're breathing. And take a deeper breath, maybe 2 or 3. And pulling your awareness back into your body, your bones, your joints, your fingers, your toes. Stretching your arms in any shape or direction that both feels good and that your space allows. If your legs are up the wall, you can bend your knees and hug your knees to your chest. And if you're not at the wall, bend your knees and set your feet to the floor and then hug your knees to your chest. And visualize your route to sitting. See it all the way through. And then rolling to your favorite side, make it so. Bring your 2 palms together. Take the base of your thumbs to your forehead. May we have a mind of service and positivity as we move into the week ahead. Bring your fingertips to your lips. May our speech and expression be words of service and positivity as we step into the week ahead. And place your hands at your heart. And here I'll leave you with the 2 essential questions for any spiritual practice. Is this supporting me and making a positive change in my life? Is this supporting me and making a positive change in the world? May we have a body that is of service and a spirit that is positive as we move into the week ahead. Thank you so much. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.